Okay, yeah, so it seems like we're gonna be without Jonty tonight, which is chilled. I think he was quite scared to come on anyways.
But guys, how about Dele Alli chowing bench all time? Yo, that's
Full
tough.
time bench.
Yo,
That's
dude,
rough like
that's
that.
that sucks, bro. Like,
It
man
is
was in
V
the
sad to
England squad.
see. Dude, prospect as
Like,
well. Okay,
yeah.
should we get going then?
Let's hit it.
Okay.
John, John Soup might join us in like 5 minutes, but
Okay,
that's
cool,
cool.
no worries. You can just slip in anyway. Okay. So yeah, we're back again. It's been a while since we joined up again. It's match week 9 that's just gone by. Once again, it's the Prem, and there's some interesting results here. We just have all the results on the screen at the moment. There was a nil-nil draw this week. Some very big results: the Chelsea game, the Villa game, Palace game. Yeah, and we've missed out on a good few weeks of football. So, Marky, on the screen right now, do you want to take us away with what we've missed out on and what you have to say?
And I noticed you called it the Villa game and not the Arsenal game. Just, just, just a note to pick up on. But yeah, no, I think we've been out for a while, and in that time, as we left it, we were saying the Prem is so unpredictable and it's the best league, and all these results we're getting. I think the amount of goals we've seen has died down a bit, but the level of football has still been good, and I think we've still seen some some upsets, some good results, and yeah, all around it's just been still been entertaining. So yeah, I think this weekend we saw a few 1-0s and a 0-0 draw, and I think I just think it was a good weekend of football as
Mm.
well.
Before we ask someone else, I just want to touch on the goals there because if we look at those Champion League stats as well, we can see that it's not only in the Prem that these English teams are scoring goals. I think it was something like I might be wrong. Was it like 23 goals or something in the Champions League from the English teams?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
but
It,
I
it,
didn't.
it was something like that. Yeah. Mazza, do you want to take us away? How you been feeling? Tottenham, you guys have been doing well.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on your
Yeah,
squad?
no, man. When you play with consistency, there's nothing much to brag about except the consistency. So
Mm.
I'm just happy about that.
Mm. Yeah, that's true. And I think Jose's doing bits for you, dude. He's getting your squad to gel nicely. And you guys are working together. That Son Kane link up is actually too deadly. I think Bale's gonna start finding his feet soon as well, which is good. And the consistency that you spoke about is also a very big factor, which is right. And Stu, the Gunners, how they going?
Um, you know, I know we'll get into the nitty gritty bits of the game in a bit. I just think, not a proud weekend to be a Gunners fan. I think there's a lot about the game that was disappointing. Hats off to Villa. They did look very good. But at the end of the day, I think Arsenal were just piss poor.
Hmm.
Um,
I see Johnson's joined us. I don't know if he has anything to say about.
John C, are you here? Loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you here?
Okay, yeah, good.
Cool.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
John, so we were just speaking
No,
about the weeks that we've missed in the
no, no.
prem so far. I don't know, John, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I think we just delayed, maybe.
Okay, well, we were just saying the weeks that have gone by in the prem, what we've seen, and there's been more goals where we left off from, and we just wanted to hear your side from an Arsenal supporter, how you think Arsenal's been doing over these weeks that we've been gone.
Yeah. Am I still delayed?
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
losing John T.
Because if
yeah, it's a bit
let
glitchy.
me leave and rejoin.
Oh, wait,
Damn.
no, that's better. Speak, Johns. Okay, it's cool. Let's just move on, and then I'm sure you'll.
Okay, so I'll just take it away from my side then, from the Chelsea supporter side. We've seen a good few weeks. The Mendy coming into the squad, very, very, very clutch. I mean, we saw what Kepa was producing when we were speaking, and I mean, it was just the same conversation week in and week out for us, where I was saying we were playing a game of two separate halves, where we were slacking in the first half, And I remember I said, give us about 10 or so games and we can speak again about how we're performing. And I think we're finally starting to see that good Chelsea with the clean sheets and Timo's getting his goals. There was some nice assists there from Ziyech coming into the squad. So yeah, some exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I think also with the whole Mendy situation, he obviously looks good, and he hasn't really had a lot of saves to pull off. But when he's had to make them, he has made them. But I think just his presence in the team. I mean, it could have been anyone, but just the fact that
a different
Kepa's
presence.
the defenders know that Kepa's not there, and that I think it just gives confidence to everyone in the team. So take nothing away from Mendy. I think he's been quality. He's made the saves when he's needed to make them. But I think the whole defensive thing comes down to just having a better presence in the sticks and at the back there. And I think Thiago Silva's also finding his feet.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just the combination of everything's nice, coming together nicely for guys at the moment.
Yeah, it just shows the confidence of keeping a clean sheet week in and week out, what it can do to boost the defense.
Yeah.
I think your guy's most exciting signing lately has been Ziyech. I think he's been phenomenal.
That
the last
magical
couple
left
games.
foot, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think he's really...
Yeah, go see.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I think he's really starting to put in some solid performances, and if he keeps that up, then what a signing. But, you know, he's got to do it week in and week out to be a world-class player.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I think out of
we'll
the signings, he's definitely got the best chance to do it week in and week out. I think for me, he was the best signing. He's so quality. We saw what he did at Ajax. He consistently did it there, and I think he's probably the best addition to the squad in the window. Obviously, there's debates for all of the signings, but I just think as a quality world-class player, I think he's been the best addition.
Way too saucy. Okay, so on screen.
Lads, am I still delayed?
Johns, you're sounding fine.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So on screen at the moment, I have a picture of the top 10 of the table at the moment. It goes Leicester, Tottenham, Liverpool, Southampton, Chelsea, Villa, Everton, Palace, Wolves, City. Mazza, do you want to take us away? Your team, Tottenham, sitting in second. Happy with that going into the international break, I'm sure?
Again, like I've said, consistency speaks for itself, and I have nothing more to say about that.
Marky sitting in second into the international break.
Yeah, obviously chuffed with where we've come. We lost the first game to Everton, ended up drawing to Newcastle soon after that, and then so I think it was just a bit tough. But obviously we were playing really well, and the last 3 weeks Jose has been like that West Ham game. We started so hot, ended up throwing it away, and I think Jose is finally starting to imprint on the team. I mean, you look at the last 3 games, we haven't been exceptional. We haven't blown anyone away. We've just won the games that you need to win. No matter how you win them, you get them done.
That killer attitude.
I think that killer attitude. I think that bodes really well for us. I think now with the confidence of scrapping results, if we can start playing well again and knowing that we can get results when it's getting tough, I think sitting in second, obviously those 2 draws, looking at it with a bit of pain right now, but from how we started, I think I can't complain. Unbeaten since the first game, obviously losing to Everton there. So I think couldn't ask for much more going into international break.
Yeah. An exciting name there is Southampton. Stu, what do you have to say about Southampton sitting in the top 4? They reached first place for the first time, in their first time being in the top of the Prem ever, but they're sitting in 4th now.
You know, hats off to them. To pull off that win without Danny Ings, I think is also really well done by them. I think they've just been playing some pretty classy football. They've got some players like Shea Adams also performing really well. So I think they're looking like a force to be reckoned with. I think, you know, we didn't really speak about them at the start of the season to be one of those teams to be like surprising towards the top end of the table. And, you know, I think we'll have a better idea maybe around 15 games in whether they'll stay up there. I think it is still a little bit too early to tell. But I think what they've been producing so far, I think they could be, you know, top half of the table.
I think people also give Southampton like a lot of stick.
I think we're losing, Johns, we're losing you there.
Yo, we lost
Okay,
you.
let me.
Yeah. Okay, well, just moving on there from Stu's points, seeing Chelsea in 5th place, coming into the Prem with this new squad, I was kind of expecting to be sitting there, so it's not too bad for us. Exciting to see Villa and Everton there as well. Sad to see them drop down though from their good start. Mark, what do you think
Not
about
sad.
that?
Not sad, not sad. You know, these teams.
It was quite
they're gonna
exciting
be
seeing them at the
displaced.
start, like
Yeah, at the
at the
start
top there.
it was nice, but it's time for us to push on. But I just think going back to the Southampton thing, I think a lot of credit needs to go to Hassan Hüttl and how the club have stuck with him. I mean, a couple of weeks ago it was a year since they got drubbed 9-0 by Leicester, and everyone was like, "Is this guy's job? What's he gonna do?" And I think he's got the trust of the players. The players have trusted him, and I think they seem to be performing very consistently. So yeah, I think credit has to go to Hassan Hüttl in the way he set them up, and obviously using his assets. He's got Danny Ings there. He's got Ward-Prowse. Just playing through the players he knows will get him results. So I think they've been really good. I think Villa have been phenomenal this season as well. I mean, the results they've pulled off, and not just the results, the way they've been playing. I mean, they've beaten Leicester, Arsenal, and Liverpool. In the first, I think they've only played 7 games. So I think, Dean Smith as well has put together a really strong side there, and obviously with the backing of the players all buying into what he's doing there, those teams there, Southampton, Everton, Villa, they're all good to watch, and they're like exciting, and they're always going to give up a good game no matter who they're playing against, and it'll always be entertaining to watch. So I think it's quite cool seeing them near the top, and this season, as we've seen, literally anything can happen. So don't be alarmed if there's a surprise come the end of the season. I think if any season is going to have some surprising outcomes, I think it's going to be this one, eh?
The one thing that I'm enjoying about this Villa team is that Grealish, Barkley, and Ollie link up. I think they're gelling really well there. I don't know if you follow them on their socials, but they're all posting together. And it looks like they're bonding off the pitch as well. It just seems like it's such a good atmosphere at the club at Aston Villa.
Yeah, definitely. I think Grealish is world class. Okay, obviously he still has to prove himself, but he's unbelievable, man. He can just take control of the game. He's bossed the midfield in so many games this season, and yeah, I think that vibe is really cool. Like, even I don't know if you saw the video that Villa posted when Barkley first signed, like how him and Grealish were like that video of them hugging and chatting and stuff.
Yeah.
It was sick. They're obviously good mates they're probably, I think, a similar age, and being in England, the junior setups and all that. So yeah, I think Barkley's looked really, really good. He's been a good addition to that team.
Yeah.
He's been very good. I've enjoyed watching him play.
When I wasn't sure of Barkley going into Villa there, and I think he's been phenomenal there at Villa. As you say, he's just linking up so well with the other players on the pitch. I think he's been phenomenal. I mean, the ball that we'll dive into the Arsenal Villa game specifically in a bit, but I mean, that ball that he put across, without it touching the ground, that is just unbelievable. He's showing classy moments.
The
like
double
that.
tap square sauce, you don't know for it.
And the reverse pass that he played target in for the first goal as well he's looked. I think he's happy, and he knows that he's got, well, not comfortable in his spot, but he's got his spot on that team. And I think when players are happy and they're confident in their own ability, that's when you see their true colours. So I think he's rekindling the player that he was meant to turn out to be. So it'll be interesting to see come the end of the season if he stays on at Villa, or Chelsea find a spot for him back in their squad. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out.
Okay, guys, I want to move to the bottom of the table here, so we can move to the second half of it quick, because we still need to touch our highlighted games. So if we all move our eyes to the very bottom of the top half of the table, we can see at 10th place is Man City, Mazza, do you want to let us know your thoughts on that? Not the start that the City fans were expecting, considering that this was their season to take the title back. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I feel like Man City aren't really playing badly per se. It's still very early, and I can promise you in the next maybe few games they'll be in the top five again. The only thing that's different this season is that everyone's performing more realistically. You're not getting Liverpool pulling away lucky wins and stuff like that. It's more of a realistic kind of competition this year, and so your top six will be your top six.
So we have Bootle here. He says that do you think that the log is looking like this because of the fixture congestion at the moment? Once the congestion is over, do you think that the real dons, and he says Liverpool and City, etc., will slowly move up back to the top of the log and show their quality?
Bro, in all honesty, I've been so unimpressed with City this season.
Yeah, I just haven't seen De
They've looked like
Bruyne.
they've got nothing going. They look
Specifically,
they look like
De
a team.
Bruyne, to be honest. Like, I just haven't seen like that De Bruyne masterclass every weekend that we used to see last season. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with De Bruyne, to be honest.
I've really been
I'm not
unimpressed
seeing
with City, and I think in their last 4 games they've only scored 1 goal. And I mean, this is a City side who you could confidently say would go into a game and most probably score three goals like every single week. And I think, I don't know what's going on there, but there's definitely something that's not right because they just haven't seemed to. I don't know. They just don't impress me at all.
Dare I ask the question? Do we start questioning Pep as the manager? Is it the players or is it the manager?
It's a tough one. For me, it's a tough one because you look at Mourinho and how Chelsea, I think, sacked him. He finished 10th when he left or something. And I think once the players stop buying into what the manager wants from them, that's when problems come. And I think we have seen players haven't been as happy as you'd expect at City. You've seen in the media, like, are the players falling out of favor with Pep and stuff. So I think if the players are not backing Pep anymore, I think we are going to see troubles. And maybe that is happening because, yeah, to me, they haven't been impressive. They haven't been the same team at all. And you just look at their squad depth. I know they've had a couple of injuries, but if you used to look at a City bench, you'd be like, okay, game over before the game started because you know off their bench, they're bringing guys Sunday. They've got all this power off the bench. And now the first few games, you look at their bench, and I mean, okay, Foden's on the bench, but they've just had like these random O's that I've never heard of before. And I'm just like,
So
is this the
if
same team?
the next question after that is if the fans decide that Pep is the problem, Shu, who do you think takes over from Pep at Man City after his legacy that he's got there? Who do you think's taking over?
Oh, it's tough. I think Poch is open at the moment. He's quite a good manager. He'd definitely be in the running. He'd definitely emerge as a name. But I really don't know. They'll want someone that can not only win Prem, they want Champions League. Everyone knows that's on City's mind. So they'll get someone that they think can get that job done, not just the Prem.
Yeah. Okay, so should we move to the bottom half of the log then?
Just speaking quickly on Bootle's thing about fixture congestion.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. I mean, we've seen O's play week Saturday, Wednesday. Like Champions Leagues, everything's been around for so long.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I know, okay, without the preseason and without the break and stuff, I get why people are complaining about it. But I don't know. I just think these guys are professional athletes and they should be able to take it. And I don't know. They've been doing it for the past however many seasons. It's always been Champions League, Premier League, Champions League, Premier League. So I do get that they didn't have a break and it wasn't an ideal preseason, but they did have the whole of lockdown when there was no football to have their break, and maybe they didn't get to clear their minds properly. I know like mental things obviously are a big issue now. They do have to be in the right frame of mind, but I don't see fixture congestion being that much of a big deal. I don't know what you guys think about it.
There is the argument I heard the commentator speaking about it that perhaps a solution could be the five subs again if players are
Yeah.
feeling a bit overwhelmed. I mean, there are players getting injured, and I don't think it would be that bad of an idea to have five subs again. But I don't
So
know. As you say, Mike, they are professional athletes. At the end of the day, they should be able to cope with it.
KB's got a question here. I'm assuming he's meaning that Man City stay where they are in the league, but he's saying all things considered, if Pep leaves the season, was his time there a success? To be honest, it was a success. I mean, they hold the highest point record in the Premier League. They won the league. I mean, he's broken records. I would say it's a success. I mean, it's hard to
Yeah.
admit it, but I mean, definitely.
You can't take away what he's done there. I
Yeah.
mean, they were completely like wow, this team. No one's gonna stop them for a season and maybe a season and a half. I think Pep as a manager will always be questioned for not winning the Champions League without that Barcelona side and Messi and all that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that goes on anything to do with his time at City. I think that's got to do with more as Pep as a manager as a whole. I mean, he's been to Bayern, who now look unbelievable and are just running away. Probably, I reckon, running away with the Champions League this season again. He was there and he couldn't win it. And he's been at a City side that were the best in England by a long way at the stage and couldn't win the Champions League. Yeah, so I don't know. I think he will be questioned for that, but I think ultimately his time, he was definitely very successful
Yeah.
for what he's done.
Can you lads hear me? Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry to do this again. Sweet.
He's
Yeah.
back.
You sorted there,
I'm
John.
back.
Connection's up and
Yeah, I'm
running.
back.
Okay,
Just
cool.
in time.
Just
to
in
sort
time.
of off.
Okay,
Just in time to sort
John
out the
T,
bottom half of the
welcome
table.
back. We're speaking about match week 9 here. We're looking at the bottom half of the log. John.
No, I thought we were talking about the fixtures and the international break. We're leaving last week behind us.
Well, you can take us away here because Arsenal's actually sitting in 11th, which is the top of the bottom half of the log. Coming from a Gunner fan, what are the thoughts here? What needs to improve? What's happening?
I think. Don't get me wrong, because I've slept on this last. I mean, I didn't sleep last night. It was one of those nights where you just toss and turn. No, I'm joking. Our issue at the moment is obviously consistency, and Lungi obviously he's gone on about consistency with Spurs and stuff, and there's no in between for us. We're either terrible or really good. So I think we've had some. Arteta's definitely the right man for us, no doubt about it, and he's done great stuff for us so far. And I think that he's definitely the right person to take us forward. But I think it's also time for players to start taking responsibility. I think a lot of Arsenal fans slate Lacazette for what he does, but I don't know. Aubameyang hasn't been much better. Okay, he is playing on the wing. But even when he does get the ball, I mean, he is a bit isolated and stuff. And I'd like to see him playing in the middle before I start speaking about saying you must drop him for a game and stuff. He needs to sort himself out. And it's obviously topped off with Partey's little injury. I don't know how bad it is, but it was shocking last night.
I think for me, the thing about Arsenal in the last few games, I just feel like we just have no creativity on attack at the moment. And it frustrates me that a guy like Ozil isn't even in the squad, and we know
And
what
Willock.
he's capable. We know what they're capable of on attack. Why not, drop someone for a game, treat it as like a bit of a lesson to be taught, and let someone like Ozil show a bit of flame. Maybe maybe he is not the right guy, but give him the chance at least, because we know what he is capable of, and that is what I feel like we need at the moment is a bit of attack.
I agree, Stu.
My whole thing is that, like, when Ceballos came on, he was playing. He was doing the right things going forward and stuff. But we set up so we had home to Villa. Obviously, taking nothing away from Villa, they're a great side, and I think just throwing it in there, I think Jack Grealish is top 5, if not top 3 players in the league. But yeah, we set up so negatively in a game like that against top 6. We even if we lose games like against City and Liverpool, we don't get completely blown away because we have the ability to. I mean, after last night, I'm not sure, but we know how to like block off a team.
Okay. Let me just check here if everything's going good. Okay, cool. Sorry. Where were we? So I've got the Arsenal stats on the screen at the moment, so we can just carry on from where we left off.
I just think, sorry, just last thing on that Ozil thing, at the end of the day, we do only see a smidge of the story. So we don't know what he's doing in training. We don't know how much effort he's putting in. We don't know what his conversations are with Arteta. So but I think it's brutal that he's not even in the squad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I don't-
it doesn't even have to be making matchday squads. It's just like knowing that if you need him, which maybe now he could be getting his chance, because it's clear that Arsenal are needing someone in those creative positions. So it's just like, I don't know, just not having him available at all is just, it seems a bit crazy. But as Stu said, we don't know what actually has gone on and the story behind it. So I guess we just judging from what the media want us to see and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's been 2 managers now, so it's not like it's I think there's definitely a problem that we're not getting made aware of, because it's been 2 managers. Obviously, Emery's a bit more controversial. Like, I don't know, he had things to say in the media, but Arteta doesn't seem like the kind of guy that's just going to drop someone because he doesn't like him. You know what I mean? Like, he clearly thinks that something's, I don't know.
I get what you're saying there as well. That makes sense. But as well, we don't really know, because we could be seeing something similar to a Gareth Bale incident at Real Madrid that we spoke on earlier in the season. I don't know. But then again, you brought up the point about the 2 managers doing it as well, which I also didn't think about, which is also a good point. But if we look at the stats from the weekend, Johns, you can start us off here. The stats are Arsenal 58% possession, Aston Villa 41. Shots on target 2 Arsenal, 6 Aston Villa, 13 shots to Arsenal and 15 to Aston Villa.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot more, to be honest. I think we were completely outplayed. Like, we just didn't look great. I think if Lacazette puts that one away, it might be a different game. But I don't know. It's as soon as Barkley, and the commentator spoke about it, that second goal, that assist is an absolute joke. That ball that he plays across first time left foot straight, it was an absolute joke. He's done a lot for his career. I think going to Villa at a good time for him. And him and Grealish are brothers. They just run around together.
Yeah.
When one of them's on the right, the other one's on the right. When the one's on the left, the other one's on the left. When the one's at left back, the other one's at left back. They just like stay together around the field. It's a joke.
We were just saying before you joined, John, of that chemistry between Barkley and Grealish and Ollie up front, and how exciting it's looking to be for them in the season up ahead.
And it is a bit heartbreaking to see Emmy keep a clean sheet against us.
It was bound to happen. It was
and
even his comment when he left.
even Ollie Watkins goes in his interview afterwards. I don't know if you guys saw. He goes, "Yeah, my dad and my uncle or something, or they're gonna be grumpy with me, whatever." Then he was like, "Nah, but I'm an Arsenal fan myself." I was like, "Nah, get out of here, man. Get out of here."
Okay.
He's a good baller, that little man.
Do we have anything further on the Arsenal game before we move on?
No, please. Let's move on.
I read an interesting stat. It was Arsenal, out of the 91 clubs in English professional football, Arsenal have had the least shots in the second half of games, which is it's weird though, because like you guys always last season you were so like a very much attacking team, and Aubameyang was always looking like he was going to score every game. And it's just I don't know what's happened. I think he does need to get back to the more central positions. But
I think honestly how I would play it is just as a radical shift, defensively we've been okay. I mean, apart from last night where we dropped the ball a bit, I think defensively we've been decent. Holding is just very on and off for me. I don't know, he was good against United and then absolutely nonsense last night. But I think what we need to do is we need to play Willock. So if we're going to play a 4-3-3, play Willock as a 10, drop Lacazette, play Aubameyang through the middle, and then have Saka as a winger off the left and Pepe off the right, because Pepe, even when he came on last night, he looks like he gives you something off the left. Even if he's beating a man, even if he tries 2 or 3 times to beat a guy, he's going to make chances for you. If anyone, for me, Willian just doesn't cut it to start. Yeah, but it's true. What he's saying is true. He says we know how good Nico can be, and we know how good how good he can produce when he does turn it on. But the issue is that he doesn't do it enough consistently. But for me, the difference is in a game, Pepe can. Pepe can be lost for 70 minutes and still score, whereas Willian, if he gets lost, he's lost from what
The
I've
thing
seen,
is,
and
as
for
well,
Chelsea
how
as
can,
well. So
how can you expect the O to gain confidence in his own ability if you bench him every week and
and
giving
he
him
still had
20
like
minutes to
7 goal
showcase,
involvements.
getting him 20 minutes to showcase, he does something decent and he still doesn't get a start.
Yeah,
It's
he still had
yeah,
like 7 goal involvements this season, so he's like, I mean, he's been decent, and in the Europa League, he's been good for us. But he needs to, I think Pepe needs to start. I think Saka needs to start as a left wing, and I think sitting with 3 at the back when you play at home to Villa is just, I mean, to be honest, we look like the away team playing at the Emirates. So yeah.
Okay, moving on.
I think Pepe probably will start next.
Sorry, Stu.
Yeah, hope so.
Have your say on that, Stu?
No, I think I'd be very surprised if he doesn't give Pepe a crack in the next Premier League match, but we'll see come 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
big
Okay.
one.
2 weeks.
Moving on, the next game that we're having a look at, Chaz, is the Man City Liverpool game. 1-1 draw.
Not a-
5 shots on
not a
target
boring-
the whole game. I don't
not a
know.
boring- I don't know. I expected so much, and the early Liverpool goal, and I was like, okay, here we go. We're going to see an absolute cracker, and it just the second half just never arrived.
To be honest,
Yeah.
when
I didn't even know it was on while I was watching.
when I saw Liverpool Man City on the fixture sheet last year, I thought, flip, this is going to be an entertaining weekend just from this game. And I mean, sheesh, we came into this weekend, and I think, as Mark said, I didn't even know this game was on.
Like if
Yeah.
this was two like completely random teams, I wouldn't have watched it. Like the way it was going, I just carried on watching because it was City Liverpool, and it had to, give us something, and it just never seems to produce any.
The two most inconsistent teams, arguably in the league at the moment, would we say, it went up against each other this weekend, and this is the
No,
result
I
that
think
we got.
I think we're talking about like Liverpool haven't been inconsistent. I don't think. I think and I said this from the start in our first episode when I said that I think Liverpool are going to win the league. They do get results. And Michael said it as well. These scrappy results, they get them week in, week out, and this is City away, regardless of what City team it is. Still a decent result to take a point. I mean, they would be happy. Of the two teams, I think Liverpool would be happier of the two.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, definitely. I agree
Yeah,
with that.
but I think I still genuinely do think Liverpool are going to win the league, and I'll stick by that.
I'll forget. I'm going with it's not City and it's not Liverpool. So that, like I said,
Michael's feeling Chelsea. I mean Spurs.
Yes, that's
He's,
right. You
he's
better
got
be
it in
feeling
his he's got it in
Chelsea
his
for that
boots. He's feeling it in his boots.
I just don't. They've both been like as you've seen with Liverpool. Liverpool they're doing Liverpool again, and they're getting their results. But we've seen that they are beatable, and teams can turn up against them. And
But everyone's beatable this season, I think.
yeah, so that's if anyone is going to win, apart from those two, it's going to be this season, and that's why I still think.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know. I think obviously everyone can say, "Oh, look, they've been fine without Van Dijk," and they'll be fine for the most part. But when it comes down and someone makes a mistake, it's going to be Matip or Gomez, and it's going to cost them a game. And I do think they've got quality players, so obviously it's big losing Van Dijk, one of your most influential players. But I think as the season goes on, the longer he's out for, the more mistakes other guys are going to make, and the harder it is going to be for Mane and Salah to dig them out of a hole again, like they always do.
Yeah.
How about Jota? I think for me it's an interesting one. Because
Yeah, he's playing in the
we've seen
Champions
with Wolves.
League as well.
We've seen with Wolves, he goes through patches of form. Like at Wolves,
the
at one
time.
stage, he scored like 2 hat-tricks in a row, and then he still ends up scoring like 10 goals in the season. So it's like, I do think he's playing in a better side now, so he's got a bigger chance of finding
To
consistency
work around.
and being good. But we've seen him; he's a very formy player, so he'll just go through a purple patch, and then he'll just be like, "Where's he?
Yeah.
Like, is he?" I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the whole Firmino.
I think the formation that they put out on Sunday or yesterday was actually their best. I mean, with Jota in form or Jota in form, and Firmino not scoring goals like it's a number 9 should. I think if you can play Henderson and or two good midfielders, because they have enough quality in midfield with Gini, Hendo, Fabinho, all those guys playing in midfield. If you can play two of them and then play you play a 4-2-3-1 like they lined up kind of this weekend with the Jota up front. Firmino is like a 10 false 9, and then the two wings as normal. I think that's. Yeah, I think that's the best formation.
It's funny you guys mentioned Bobby because Bootle here says that Bobby needs to sit down. We can't be playing 4 forwards, which is interesting from a Liverpool supporter because, I mean, how long have they been praising that front 3 for? And now that Jota's come in and making a bit of a statement, maybe Bobby could sit down.
I think playing with those 4, obviously, it is exciting, but I do think eventually they'll catch up with them. I don't think Firmino, obviously everyone knows he works hard and stuff, but I don't know, that's just me maybe. I don't see him playing that role as effectively as a 10 would. I don't know. I don't know. The Liverpool have they been very Liverpool this season. They've been just grinding results. There hasn't been, besides for the Atalanta performance, which was a 10 out of 10, they like blew me away. They haven't put out a performance where I've been like, okay, Liverpool, this is like, okay.
Yeah.
It's just been Liverpool 1-0 down. Jota saves them in the 85th minute.
Secure the points and get out of there.
5th minute kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I wish I could do that. Wish we could see that kind of consistency, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think obviously you can't rule anyone out of the challenge this season. But yeah, I do think Klopp will stick to his 4-3-3, and I do think he'll play 3 minutes. I think he's just trying to phase Bobby out. I mean, he took him off after 50-something minutes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
But he has such high praise for him all the time, man.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. It'll be interesting to see them play if Firmino doesn't play at all. I mean, like consistently, obviously.
Yeah, no, it's gonna see lots of interesting things this season, I think.
Okay, alright, so should we move on to our last highlighted game of the weekend, which is the Chelsea game. Chelsea dominated everywhere in the stats. That's not just coming from a Chelsea supporter, it's on the screen. You can see it yourselves. 70% possession, 9 shots on target, 20 shots compared to 29% possession, 3 shots on target with 6 shots, 4-1 result. I mean, this was an exciting Chelsea. 4 different scores from 4 goals, which is also nice to see. And Ziyech on 3 assists off that deadly left foot.
Yeah, I think you guys need to find some tough fixtures before. I think I think you guys have been good. Don't get me wrong, very good. And if I could take what your guys' form as an Arsenal fan, I would definitely take it. But I think it'll be interesting to see you guys when you guys play against some traditional top 6 sides and
we can speak on that matter when it comes, because it will be obviously be a different ball game, because I mean you can't compare like a Liverpool to a Sheffield United, where I mean Sheffield United's got 1 point the whole season. I agree with you there. So it will be interesting later on in the season if we can produce that result. Fingers crossed we can. I'm sure we can.
You definitely look good though. You guys definitely look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your signings.
Sheffield United goal, man.
Oh yeah.
Celtic, my man.
Yeah.
You know this guy scored 4 Premier League goals and he scored 3 against Chelsea.
To be honest, if Sheffield were going to score on the day, that's how they had to have done it. Like, they weren't going to score any other way. There's no other way that they were going to score on the day. So, to be fair, hats off to them. It was an amazing goal. I won't lie. When they scored, I was like, oh no. Good old Chelsea back at it again with their same tactics. But yeah, I'm glad we secured the 3 points, and it was good to see. I see Bootle here again says Chilwell should be in the conversation for our best signing of the season. To be honest, I've put him forward as the best signing of the season for Chelsea. Obviously Ziyech is just coming in now, but I think Chilwell's definitely the best signing of the season for us.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys are looking.
I think with the signings. Sorry, John, so you carry on?
No stress. Go through.
I think with the signings that you guys have brought in, even if one or even two of them doesn't have like a great game, you're bound to have at least two of the others having a good game. So
Yeah.
I think, Chelsea are always going to be in a good position with their signings this season,
Yeah.
that at least, I don't know, 2-3 of them are going to be performing well. Just
I
a
think
thought.
you're right
Yeah.
there, and with the investments in a new keeper, which was obviously needed as well, and we spoke about it before the episode started, but like how much confidence Mendy has brought, and I mean he couldn't have asked for a better start in the club in the Prem, just to bring that confidence to himself and the confidence back to the defensive line by keeping those clean sheets, which was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I think-
another thing with the signings as well, they're all pretty. The forward players you brought are all pretty versatile.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like you can start Werner at striker one week, but then Frank wants to play Tammy, so he
Mm.
just chucks Werner on the left.
Mm.
But you can play Ziyech as a cam, where you can play him like off the right kind of thing. Havertz, you've seen him deployed in a few positions. He knows Mount can play around. So I think it gives Frank a lot of freedom to play whatever team he wants to play and still get a lot of the signings on the pitch,
Yeah.
which I think must be quite nice
Yeah.
as a manager to have
But-
that kind of.
To be honest, when they all play in their positions where they need to be, that is when they're best for me. I just want to see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're all
It's
playing their best in their
definitely-
position.
Definitely, but then when in a game when he wants to play Tammy, then he can play. He knows he can play Werner on the left.
Yeah.
Werner might not be as effective. But
Yeah.
He's still got
Yeah,
option of
Yeah.
having.
he's more effective on the left than Tammy would be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I
think
get what
obviously
you're
they're all
saying.
playing their positions, but I just think they have that versatility about them where
Mm.
they can be deployed anywhere,
Yeah.
kind of those front positions.
I think also, I mean, we looked at the league table. We saw like the likes of Everton and Southampton and that kind of thing. But we're speaking about squad depth, kind of. Yeah, I think obviously it happens every year in the Premier League when we get to December, January time, and these guys are playing 2-3 times a week, kind of thing, in the Premier League, not just including the Champions League, but you're playing like Tuesday weekend, Wednesday weekend. You know what I mean? You're playing like 2-3 times a week. I think you'll see the cream of the crop. I mean, yeah, if we can include all the big six in there, but I think you'll see the guys with big squads like Chelsea, obviously. I don't know about City, half sometimes. Liverpool look okay. Spurs with a really deep squad. Even United don't look bad. We don't look bad. I think you'll see teams like Everton and Southampton who have really good starting lineups, but will struggle a little bit when it comes to fixture congestion, as we spoke about earlier.
Yeah. Okay, lads, moving on to our discussion topic. I have a feeling this is going to be a long one because I know we've had it on our WhatsApp group before. But the question that I want to ask you guys today is, does Harry Kane's lack of silverware affect his icon status? We put that on our Instagram story with a poll, and 61% saying yes, 39% saying no. Mark and Muzza, Tottenham fans, what do you guys have to say about this? I'll read a few responses from the people on the Instagram a bit later, but let's get the Tottenham boys' responses.
Mike, do you want to go first?
Yeah, you can go, Gile. I'll take it off after you.
Okay. Personally,
Yeah,
in my view, yes, winning trophies is one of the things that makes you an icon. And like, you can't completely rule someone out because they don't necessarily fit all the criteria. There's been a lot of players that have a lot of things that they still haven't done, but have been put in those lists of, iconic. The word iconic just means, will people remember you? Alan Shearer
I would
actually
say
didn't win,
to be considered a great.
For me, it's like, I know you guys are all going to say that he needs to win something and all this, but if you just look at him as a player, the only thing anyone can say about Harry Kane is that he hasn't won a trophy. So the fact that the only reason you compare him to anyone, he's not a better player because he hasn't won anything. The guy's got World Cup golden boots, 2 Premier League golden boots. Those are for him, that's a trophy. He might not have won a team trophy, but as a striker, the trophy you can win regardless of how good your team is, you can win golden boots. He's done that.
Yeah, so
And
he's
for me, it's
he's
just like
doing his job on the
people-
pitch.
Exactly. People are going to remember him. Being an icon, are you going to be remembered or not?
for sure.
Every single one of you, everyone that's watching this, everyone here, you're going to remember Harry Kane. That's a fact. So for me, he's going to be iconic. Yes, winning
Yeah.
trophies
But then again,
aids your case.
I could say that I'm
Aids
gonna
your
remember
case.
Kepa, bruh, for what he did to us. He's not an icon.
Yeah, he is
Yeah,
iconic.
that's
He is
polar
iconic.
opposites.
He's iconic, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. No, I definitely think, and this
Okay, yeah, I
this
get
is
what
tough
you're
to
saying
say,
there as well.
but he is world
Yeah.
class. He's a
So,
ridiculous footballer, and
shall I read a
he,
few?
for me, if he adds silverware, he is very much coach status. Like he's up there. If he can, that's the only thing. And Michael's right. It is the only thing that we can pick on, because I mean, literally, what can the man not do? He's the best.
At the
He's the
moment,
best.
at the moment he's
ball-
flawless.
Yeah,
I was reading his
his
defensive
distribution
stats.
is the best.
I was reading his defensive stats, and he's like made more clearances and interceptions and won more duels than like Toby and Alderweireld. It's like
No, he's
at the moment, what can he do wrong?
no, he can't do anything
So-
wrong. But I'm saying if he adds to it with silverware, it's like cherry on top. That's it. That solidifies the argument and just shuts everyone up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do think whether he wins or not, he's still an icon. He'll be an icon to the game, and people
Yeah, and he's
are
definitely
remember
your
him and
biggest
stuff.
icon.
But I think if he adds a trophy, anything to it, that just builds his arguments, and then
Yeah.
everyone are gonna have to be like, okay, this guy's the real deal,
Sure.
kind of thing.
But we know how football works, though. Like rival fans, obviously, like it's not easy for us to sit here and say like, oh God, like Harry Kane's like ridiculously world class. So everyone's gonna look for stuff that we can argue against, and the only thing that you can argue against at the moment is the fact that he hasn't won anything.
So
Yeah.
let me read a few replies here to the Instagram story. We have one saying silverware doesn't define a player, their talent does. Mikey, you replied saying at 27 he has tons of time to win. It's only a matter of time. Stats will speak for themselves. There's one here saying that the fact that we're even having this discussion is just proves that he is already an icon. Then KB also said here, KB's got two comments. He's got one in chat and one on Instagram here. I'll read both of them. So he said on Instagram, name one legendary player that hasn't won a single trophy. I'll wait. And he also says here that Harry Kane will probably go down as a Spurs icon, but because of his lack of silverware, it excludes him from the bigger conversation. Okay, lots of information to speak about there from responses.
Yeah, I think it depends how you're defining icon. Obviously he's going to go down as a Spurs icon, a Spurs legend.
He already is.
No matter what, he already is. He's an England. I think he's an England icon, an England legend as well. I still believe he's a footballing icon. I mean, if you look at the numbers he's produced in the Premier League, Champions League, on international stages, he's won the World Cup Golden Boot. He's done it all except pick up a trophy at the moment, kind of thing. So I do still think he's a footballing icon, but obviously, if or when a trophy comes, then it's cemented, kind of thing. If you get me.
So,
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the only thing that is stopping him from. I mean, if you're comparing him to I mean, strikers is what you can compare him to right now, because that's what it is. That's his job, and captains in a sense, because he's also a great captain. I think like a very very good captain. So I think that's the only thing that does, and I wouldn't say is excluded from the conversation, but I'd say that as a front runner in the conversation, I think literally the only thing that he needs is silverware, and it doesn't have to be the Champions League per se. I mean, we know that you guys got close, and people also disregard the fact that you did get close, but getting that final step for him specifically will put him as a front runner in the conversation, and that is hard to say.
I think he as a player knows that as well. So, and I think
Yeah,
as
definitely
time
does.
goes on and the more he develops, I mean, he is still only 27. So we like comparing him because he broke on so early and he became like a leader and whatever legend as per se at Tottenham so early. I think that obviously K26, 27, you kind of want to have won something, expect to have won something by that time in his career, but he is still basically only entering his prime. So I do think as he matures as well and his leadership grows, he'll be looking to the team towards a trophy as well, because ultimately, as a footballer, he wants to win trophies as well.
So I have a
Yeah.
question. I have a question for Mazza. Mazza, am I correct in saying that you said that you need Silverware to be considered an icon? Am I right that you said that
It's criteria.
as
It's
criteria?
part of
So, so,
yes.
so, would you sort of agree with what KB is saying, as he'll go down as like a Spurs legend and maybe like a streets won't forget icon rather than a bigger legend because of no Silverware? Just coming from a Tottenham supporter, I want to see your views on it. I don't know.
Let's just see how it pans out. Let's just see
Mike.
how it pans out. I think he's got a lot of time to win whatever he
Yeah.
needs to win. And if like basically, so are you guys saying now he wins one trophy and then starts playing like shit the rest of the season? Is he still an icon like
Yeah.
after that?
Yeah.
So Mike, just to
I think give
Yeah.
props where it's due.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
People will always find a problem with everything. Messi, Ronaldo haven't won World Cups. They're still icons. You can't put a lot of people ahead of them. I'm not even putting him in the same bracket as them. I wouldn't do that. But someone will always find a problem. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I get
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying. Makes sense.
Awesome. Mike, just to like go to your point of he's won the individual trophies. I think that people don't hold on to those individual trophies because at the end of the day, for him to be regarded as like for him to be as regarded as almost like sort of GOAT status, it also needs to be rival fans acknowledging that, and I think those individual accolades aren't recognized as much as team accolades by rival fans.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. I'm not counting them as trophies by any means. I'm just saying, for him in that time, he did what he needed to do as such. I mean, only once every 4 years does someone win the World Cup Golden Boots. So it's not like it happens every season. He's on the Premier League Golden Boot back to back. So it's just like it's things like those. Like as Mazza was saying, it's all part of criteria, and if you have to add everything up. And right now, the only thing that Harry Kane doesn't have on the checklist is a team trophy.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
I
it is
agree.
still early days. Like obviously, I'd love to see him stay at Tottenham his whole career and bring us trophies and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, if it comes to what he's 27 now, if it comes to even 30, or who knows, if we don't win something this season, maybe he'll leave. Hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he wins something and he stays. But if we aren't winning anything by the time his career is coming to an end, I do think he'll go to a big club and he will win a trophy. Like, it's not he'll go to, like, he can go to Bayern or Madrid or Barca where they win trophies every season just by waking up in the morning you win the league. It's like one of those things. So I think for him to win a trophy at Tottenham would be bigger than him winning a trophy at any other club in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think for me, I see him as a footballing icon. Obviously, he plays for Spurs. But yeah, I think Alan Shearer has also only won one trophy in his whole career. So obviously, it was the Premier League. So it's okay, he won the Premier League, but it is the only trophy he did win in his whole career, and actually arguably the greatest striker in Premier League history. So there are things you can look at it. And I mean, if you just want to say trophies defines a player, there's some random he played for Barcelona, PSG, Ajax, and he's won 33 trophies.
Yeah, but it needs to be matched. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to be like as Lungi was saying, it's criteria. So in terms of statistics, Harry Kane will give it to you. In terms of performance, he'll give it to you. In terms of captaincy and leadership, he'll give it to you. Club and country, he'll give it to you. The only thing that he needs to put him in top, like in big arguments is a trophy. Because you can say that, okay, there's random guys that are winning trophies at Barcelona and stuff, but it's the guys that are like the Xavis and the Iniestas and stuff that do it, and they play a big role in, and obviously Messi and stuff, they play a big role in winning winning the trophies. And they play consistently. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying you can't let Silverware define a player.
Yeah, I know it can't be the only thing that defines a player. That's
as Kilo was saying, it's all criteria.
Yeah.
So I do still think I think he's going to win a trophy. He's only 27, so we can't have this. Is it
Michael's
defining,
hoping this season.
is it defining him as a player? We can't really have that argument until his career is over and seen if he's won anything, because at 27 you do still expect to win a trophy in your career, especially playing at a club like Tottenham under Jose Mourinho. I think that is a big factor. You can't overlook at the fact that Jose is a winner. And I know lots of people say, "Oh, Jose's washed up and Jose this and Jose that,"
Aye.
but he knows how to win. And I think since he's come in like since lockdown, we've only lost 2 games in the Premier League. So it is,
I think we'll have to cover this topic again on maybe London Confidential episode 350 when Harry Kane's hung up his boots. We'll have to come back to this as a discussion topic one day with all the lads.
hung up his boots. Hung up his boots and medals, boys.
Yeah, and hopefully a trophy in the case. We'll have this discussion again. Okay, so let's move on to the fantasy before we wrap it up here and maybe take a few questions with the people that are still with us. Fantasy.
Guys, I think people need to appreciate what's happening in this fantasy.
Yes, we
because
really do.
not-
We really
not
do.
natural, bro.
This
It's not
isn't.
natural.
So as you can see in first place is Mr. Michael's girlfriend, Michelle. She's taking first place there with 585 points. Bearing in mind this is her first season playing fantasy and she only
She's like
watches
top
Tottenham
one
on the
in the- what did
weekend.
What did we say, Michael? Give us the stats, South Africa and worldwide.
I don't know. Before this week, she was 5th in South Africa,
Fifth in South Africa.
450th in the world or something. And
Oh
it's like,
my goodness, dude.
Hey, Michael's
she's
Michael's
putting
Michael's
half
banking
the
on the
world to
fact.
shame.
Yeah. Michael's banking on the fact that she's gonna win it and he's gonna get a free stadium tour and a free game to go watch at Spurs.
We can see some names here like Nick Baracus, Mark, your dad's also up there in 5th place, Bootle in
All the
6th
Spurs
place.
fans, good.
Who do we see here? Mark, you 20th. Scroll down, you see me close to the bottom there.
Rolex.
You know, it also blows my mind, Brock, because I was chatting to him today.
Yeah,
And
bro.
you know, he's only made like 3 changes to his team
Dude,
the whole
I've
time.
been changing my team like every
Bro, I
week.
think that's the problem though, because you try to figure it out. Like Kane and Son have to perform against West Brom, like they've been in the form of their lives, and then Kane still got the points, but we score 1 in the 88th minute against West Brom, and it's like what?
No,
you can't predict these
you
teams.
see,
We're
my-
like, okay,
Yeah.
My
we
team
say
hasn't
like,
been chasing
okay,
the good. Mine's been losing the good. So like I'll have a person and then I'll be like, no, they're not performing. I'll transfer
And
them
they
out and then
perform.
like with Werner,
Yeah.
dude, I had Werner in my team. I captained him every single weekend. Trade him out. Then the weekend that he flipping gets 22 points, he's traded out. Like, come on.
Yeah,
What
I
is
had a bit of a rough one as well. I was telling Michael I had Vardy and De Bruyne in my team this week, and they both missed penalties.
Yeah,
So-
like come on, come on.
I had
Come on.
Fernandes. I put Fernandes in, and I was like, nah, time for him to boot. And then
Yeah,
Ramsey-
no, that's fantasy though.
It's just the nature of the Premier League. I think consistency is like, if you have the right players and you back them, like they're always gonna pull off something. If you get me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just the issue is trying to be greedy and suck the most points out of every game week. You know.
It's also a long season though. Eh? People forget like you're gonna be seeing. They're gonna be drilling there. They'll be going out in wherever in December, January. They're gonna be like, oh, going out in game week
Forget
deadline.
about their
Bah,
teams.
Monday, Tuesday night, game week deadline. Then the next Friday, game week deadline.
I have to be honest.
Mark,
this
I'm
weekend,
gonna buy
was
like
to
a
check-
2-week getaway for you and your girl, dudes, just so we can sabotage
forget
the
about
points
it.
up top there.
Yeah.
like,
No phone,
I-
no signal.
No phone,
I
no
checked.
signal.
I checked my team 2 minutes after the deadline, and it was wrong. I had captain Sterling instead of Ziyech.
Oh no!
I checked 2 minutes late. You know when it says the game was updating, you
Yeah.
can no longer change it. And I was like, I thought I'd done it right. And then I opened the game, and I was like, no.
So lads, if I remember correctly, we said that if we reached 100 people in this league, we would get some prizes for positioning. I'll double check it, but I'm pretty sure that we've gotten over 100, which is like absolutely unreal. 100 people. So
We had like
what did you say, Mazza? At how many? Do you know?
Won
91.
91. Yeah, but you see, some points, some people might be sitting in tie places, so I'll go through it and get it out there. And then Mark, maybe we can get a screenshot of the placements of where Michelle is in South Africa and in the world and all of that. That would be pretty cool for everyone to see. So yeah. Any questions from the people that are still here with us, and any other topics that anyone wants to speak on? Any games that we missed? Let me go back here and see what we can find.
If we
here.
got time, we have a look at that, at the whole United situation with Ole and.
Yeah, let's. I went past the Man United game, just worried about time, but let's have a look at it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at it now.
I think, I don't know. The stats flatter United a bit. I don't know. Everton, if anyone looked like scoring again in that game, was going to be Everton. And I think right at the death, Doucouré missed 2 chances. You'd expect him to put away at least one of them, and then United go on the other end and counter. But I think it is for Ole. Ole always seems to pick results when he needs them.
I'm telling you, he's a tightrope walker.
This guy, every week United must just tell him his job's on the line, bro, and he'll push the goods. Every time he looks like.
Does it?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I just have one
Ole,
question for Bruno Fernandes. Was it a cross?
Yes.
I just have one question. Was it a cross?
To be honest, it's put in the perfect area because he knows.
Bruno, if you're watching, was it a cross? But
Yeah, Bruno, if this reaches you, mate, was it a cross, bruv? We want to know.
It is a very good cross, in all honesty. 'Cause, like, he knows if Rashford misses it, Pickford's in.
To be honest, it was kind of identical to the Ziyech and Chilwell goal that we saw on the weekend, except Bruno's one was on target and went in for him. It didn't need. Yeah. So I think.
So it's just,
jokes aside, it was an excellent goal, dude. Like, it was a very good goal. Take it away.
I don't know, this United team, they do just poor results when they need them. So I don't know. They don't look like a team that's playing as a unit as such. It just, I don't know. But
their form away from home is quite impressive.
Yeah, very good. Well, I think it's unbeaten in 10 games, isn't it, away from home?
Yeah, something crazy.
Yeah.
But this
now
season.
you see, if Arsenal had won last night, you would have heard me talking about last week because we missed last week. I would have been on here giving him stick, man. But been quiet tonight.
Johns, let us know. Let us know any results that you want to speak of over the past few weeks from Arsenal.
It's hard to think. It's hard to think about the good things in times like these,
Yeah, I think we played. I think we played really, really well against United. I mean, obviously it is only 1-0, and against a United side that's, supposed to be that poor.
Yeah.
But I think we were tactically really, really good, and I think we looked really, really, really good. But it's just consistency. If we had won this week, I think I would have been going guns blazing at United fans on here. But yeah.
Do we think that Cavani's lifted the number 7 curse at United, eh? Do you think?
No.
That goal, my dog could have scored it.
He's a donkey.
But it's a good goal for his confidence. But I mean, you 1-on-1 against Pickford, you can just say hello Pickford and the ball going.
If it was me, if I was Bruno and I was on that ball, dude, I would have gone
There's
for my
no
hat
way
trick.
I'm passing.
I would have gone for my hat trick. I would have stuck that thing through my laces, bro, into the back of the box.
Hats off to him getting his hit the goal.
Yeah.
I think it obviously will big confidence booster for Cavani.
Yeah.
But
it was needed.
I
Very, very well done by Bruno.
Yeah.
Even Depay looked decent in his first couple of games at United. He looked decent.
So did Di Maria.
Looked decent.
Oh no.
Yeah, then
We'll have to see, dude, because let's just hope that actually they mustn't find their Ronaldo. They must keep searching for it forever. This next
Greenwood
Ronaldo.
situation is very, very interesting as well. Because I mean, for me, he's arguably their most threatening player going forward. I mean, you've got Bruno, who's obviously a quality player, but when Greenwood's on the ball, he just looks threatening when he's running with it. And I think Ole's pulled him off. He pulled him off in the Arsenal game on 60 minutes or something, trying to make a change. And if anyone, he's I would have left on because he's young, he's raw, he's gonna make the runs. His shooting, his finishing is unbelievable. So, but apparently there's attitude problems there. He didn't get the call up to England, so it'll be interesting to see because I mean he's arguably United's most exciting talent for a long time, and it can all go badly.
Still got his Icelandic girls in the DMs, bro.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Okay, we don't have any questions from the crowd today. So I think if anyone has anything else to say, no, all good. I think we had a good chat this week. It was good to be back.
Good to be back, man.
Yeah.
Let's go cry the weeks away until the Premier League's back.
Yeah, I'll crowd the weeks away. Have another break. We'll look at that fantasy again. I'm pretty sure we had 100 members, and we'll get the stats out about where Michelle's sitting everywhere in the world. That would be quite cool to see. So yeah, thanks everyone.
Guys.